Hello there, this is Big Benedict. We're playing Vergil's Downfall on Gods Must Die difficulty, and this is mission 1 of 6. Holy fucking hell, did I not expect how difficult this campaign is. I haven't beaten it yet, but it took me 3 days, 3 full days of playing, restarting, deleting the guide several times. Finally, I said to myself, I want to do this. Why can't I do it? And then the other side of my brain would say, give up. You can't do it. Nobody tells me what I can and can't do, not even myself. So, ticket to winning on this difficulty, what I've experienced so far, and I will show you the point at which I reached, but couldn't succeed. And it was an easy part. Like, it was the fight right before the final encounter that you do on this chapter. But do you see what I'm doing here? Perfect charges are a must on this difficulty. If you don't do them, you're not going to knock enemies out of their devil trigger, and you therefore you can't launch enemies into the abyss. So I covered this a few weeks ago on Dante Must Die, but on this mode, every enemy devil triggers, with the exception of like the bosses. I don't think witches ever devil trigger, strangely, but the damage you receive is not something you'll be accustomed to if you haven't played Gods Must Die, because you get dealt 2.5 times more damage than you were dealt on Dante Must Die. And all the enemies don't devil trigger like right from the start like they do on this mode. So all the enemies are going to be block happy now. All the enemies are going to resist everything that you try to do to them. However, if you can do one of two things, you'll be able to knock them out of their devil trigger for a certain amount of time. It's about 10 seconds, I would say. And those two things are parry, which is pretty damn risky in a game that's not really based on parries, and also perfect charges. So I discussed these in my previous guide, but I'll go over them. That was one of them right there. Now, you don't have to master the charges, and indeed, I haven't mastered them. I don't think I ever will master them. The only one that I'm actually pretty proficient in, and I can get sometimes, with good frequency, is the atomic, the solar flare. The other two, I don't think they're good to use, to be honest, because the solar flare is it launches butchers and tyrants, and it doesn't leave you open to much vulnerability, because when you do it and you successfully do it, even though you get iframes on the charges and vulnerability frames. Now, let me just go over what they are. So the first one is the standard triangle charge on the ground, or Y, depending on what you're using. It's called the perfect slice. So you'll know if you do it because it has a lot of flair to it, and it'll actually say perfect slice rather than the whatever it mainly is. I don't know, upper slash or something like that. No, that can't be what it is. I don't know what it is. That's the first one. You just hold the Y button and you release the attack button at the moment you see him charging his attack. And then the next one, in Angel mode, Yamato, the solar flare, this is the one that I can do the most often. I don't know what it is, but I just find that I'm most proficient in this one, which is L2 plus circle hold or B hold. And then the last one is the atomic, which is R2 plus circle or B hold. Now, if you get a move called the volcano, that's not the perfect charge. You have to get the atomic. It'll say atomic on it. I don't know the lesser versions of the charges that aren't perfect, but just think of it this way. If you can get those charges, you can launch enemies, you can flick them into the abyss, like we were doing before on our other campaign. Here's the fight. This was the reason why I couldn't succeed, and I don't really know what the issue was, except that these harpies deal massive damage It's just incongruent damage to the rest of the enemies in this game. I don't know what it is. They have very long range. So what I like to do, they seem to not do that stab attack with their trident if you're sparring with them in the air over the chasms. And see, the thing about this is your Devil Trigger accrues a lot faster on this on this campaign rather than in Dante's campaign, because I think it's a more necessary component of the gameplay. You depend on it a lot more on this difficulty in this with this character, I think, because I gotta be honest, I do think he is less proficient than Dante. That's just my opinion. See what we're doing? We're doing the perfect charge, launching them up. See, if you don't do this, your time on this mode is going to be a nightmare. And I would even go so far as to say is you can't do it, just because of the stubbornness of double-triggered enemies and how much resilience they have. Be very careful of the Death Knights here, because they have a counterattack that I've only rarely escaped from, and it deals about half of your HP. It's just gone. But I don't know what it was about this fight. I think it was just learning the ropes of this difficulty. If anyone has done this difficulty, I'm really curious to know. But in hindsight, it wasn't that bad of a chapter. I mean, I've done harder stuff now on chapter 2, and fuck, that's all I can say. Fucking hell, this is hard. You think Ninja Gaiden 2 is hard? That game is a joke compared to what you're expected to do on this. I was just playing Ninja Gaiden 2 the other day because I was just trying to capture some footage. I was thinking about doing a channel update. Give me your feedback about channel updates, how you feel about those. I might incorporate them into the channel. What else did I want to say? Oh, yeah, at the Divinity statues, same goes for Dante's campaign. Like I mentioned in Gods Must Die, you can max out your Devil Trigger via a purchase from the Divinity statue. So if you want to do that, you can. But I didn't want to do that on this campaign, and I will not, and have not done it. So it is an option if you want to, but they do start you out with the Devil Trigger. What I found on these wisps, by the way, is while using the Devil Trigger, to use the Angel Yamato combos, it seems to work a little bit better if you're trying to get these guys killed. But you want to make sure that they're exposed by using the swords, throwing the swords at them, and bringing them from their translucent state to their corporeal state, and then capitalizing on quick hits. The Divorce combo works well to dispatch them. This is hard. I didn't expect to do this. And by the way, a disclaimer here, I don't know if I can do this. It's one of those type of difficulties that I cannot guarantee that I can do this. But anyway, this wave here, you've got some baby rages. So, just take them out with quick strikes. And I can't stress enough how dangerous these Death Knights are. So what you want to do is kind of distance yourself from them. And if you don't, you see the little circle attack that I keep doing? It's because I'm failing the perfect charge of the solar flare. I got it right there. So I'm going to position myself facing the chasm and just try to throw them off. Sometimes if enemies are like right on the lip of a chasm, on the edge, they can be flicked in, even if they're Devil Triggered by the perfect slices, or even not the perfect slices, but just a standard charge that I keep doing here. And trust me, you can do this. It's really difficult, but you don't have to be able to hit those charges every time. I think I probably failed. I can't. There's just no way to count how many times I failed the charges. The perfect charges. That's what I'm trying to do. See, I'm missing every one of them because I'm paranoid. I can't tell you how stressful this is. These guys also have a jab / poke attack that they do right after they glow white, and that deals about 75% damage off you. So you can see how incredibly difficult. When they do that cut into the ground, they have a vulnerability period and they can be punished. That right there, that's the poke. Okay, so we're just waiting to clear this guy up, and you want to save your double trigger up here because we've got some rages. So you want to use the summoned swords with the double trigger, and you just kind of pray here that you can get these charges going. I got a lucky parry there. That was completely accidental. We're gonna do a perfect charge. If you can't get the perfect charges, just go for just a bombardment of attacks with the doppelganger, and that's, I believe, the end of the video. I'm gonna kill this guy and kill the rage, and I will see you in mission 2. Take care.